Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Sorry, this is kind of a new feature for us. So, we are here on the JR Firearms channel. My name is JR Chunks, or John, if you prefer. I've run several YouTube channels, including this one, and I am a 07 FFL and an 02 SOT. And this segment is kind of what we're going to call a Mythbusters of sorts. Now, you guys are seeing my microphone here and me. Studio's kind of crap. Studio being my bedroom. Um, Today we're going to talk about a simple thing. And it's laid out. I have a nice writing team, a nice writer, and everything. But I'm just going to get right into it. A lot of you guys have probably heard or were led to believe that you need a license to buy a firearm here in the United States. I know I thought the same thing when I was a new when I was a new young man at 21, going to look for a firearm. In most states, there's no need to have a license to buy a firearm. You don't. There's no purchase requirements. There's no purchase license required to buy a gun. What you do need is to pass background check when buying from a licensed dealer, an FFL. That process is regulated under federal law. It's overseen by the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and it's kind of also the background check system is also run by the Federal Bureau of Investigations, which is the NICS criminal background check system. And just to make sure I get the acronym right, because the federal government likes their acronyms, NICS stands for the National. That's hilarious. NICS background check. That's a double entendre. It's actually the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, NICS, which is done by the FBI. It was started under the Brady Act back in the. I believe the Brady Act was passed in the 90s. Brady Act. What do you know? I'm 3 for 3. 2 for 2. Brady Act was started in 1993. It was when it was passed and signed into legislation. So, this is where people get confused. Some states do have extra requirements for permits, and I recommend you look up your state. Every state is different. Unfortunately, we don't have a federal system that says, hey, all of you have to follow this exact rule. Some include waiting periods, purchase cards, state-specific, not federal law. So when someone says you need to have a license to buy a gun, what they really means is it depends on your state, not the whole country. And this matters because misunderstanding law is how people either break it accidentally or avoid exercising a right you have under the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. For first-time buyers, do me a favor. Go down to your local FFL and ask. They generally are going to be very knowledgeable about the laws, just in case they're not, because I do know that is a possibility. Let me adjust my camera here because it's kind of bugging me here. That's not what we wanted to do. Just kind of adjust that. You guys can kind of see in the background there's some wall damage. We're working on redoing the walls. Got a little kid. Anyways, so if you're ever in doubt, and I'm probably one of the few gun people that will tell you this, when in doubt, it's best to ask the agency that actually deals with it. If you are a private citizen and you are concerned about, hey, what is required of me, call your state agency that deals with firearms. It's usually your state police, your state Bureau of Investigations. Then call your local ATF office. Don't let people convince you or scare you out of carrying a firearm. Now, during this series that we're doing here, this is going to be a series where I myth bust. a lot of different things relating to gun buyers, first time gun buyers, or if you're experienced and you still believe it. The next video I'm planning to make is on the belief that your gun is registered to you. I'm going to let you guys in on some secrets on that video. So let's start small with this one. This one is, you don't need a license. At least here in North Carolina, where I am an FFL, you do not need a purchase license to buy a firearm. I can't speak for all 50 states. Every state is different. But always check. And remember, you have a Second Amendment right to a firearm. Some states are going to make you jump through hoops for that. And for that, the response should be that you need to write your congressmen, your legislators, and tell them to get out of office. Not in a threatening manner, but tell them you're not okay with how they're voting on things. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you guys here at JR Farms. And we're going to get into the next one.